from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Concerns about the chemical ethylene oxide in Eastern Henrico as two groups file a lawsuit against the federal government. And a Henrico Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center is facing a fine of more than $100,000. We'll tell you why coming up in today's Henrico News Minute for Friday, April 17th, 2026. We're headed for a high of 90 today under partly sunny skies. There's a chance of rain later. The News Minute is brought to you today by CDIC Driving School.
And now for the news.
A legal organization is bringing attention to proposed relaxed federal clean air regulations that it claims would violate the Clean Air Act and imperil the health of some Henrico County residents. Lawyers from the Southern Environmental Law Center joined with officials from Virginia Interfaith Power and Light to address about 100 people recently at a Varina meeting about concerns related to moves by the Environmental Protection Agency that are designed to loosen regulations of ethylene oxide emissions. That chemical is used in two Henrico County sterilization facilities, including one on Eastport Boulevard near Laburnum Avenue and Charles City Road in Varina. That location is home to Sterilization Services of Virginia, which was one of 23 facilities nationally identified as emitting potentially dangerous levels of the chemical in a 2022 report by the EPA. Now, officials from the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality reported back in 2023 that the facility already had reduced its ethylene oxide emissions levels below the levels that were necessary to comply with stricter standards that were to take place a year or so later. The EPA formally implemented those stricter standards in 2024, but the following year, the Trump administration's EPA provided a 2-year exemption from the new standards for 40 ethylene oxide emitters nationally, including SSV. Virginia Interfaith Power and Light is a plaintiff in a lawsuit filed by the Southern Environmental Law Center against the Trump administration and EPA, seeking to reverse that exemption. In a statement to the Citizen, the EPA wrote that the existing standard, quote, threatens facilities' ability to sterilize equipment and jeopardize one of America's only options for a secure domestic supply chain of essential medical equipment. The use of ethylene oxide is the only way to purify medical equipment materials. That's what SSV does at its plant. Now, you can read much more about this topic and the associated concerns of residents and response from the government right now on our website, henricocitizen.com, from our Report for America Community Vitality reporter, Dina Weinstein. The federal government has put Parham Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center on notice for a fine of more than $100,000 and additional penalties after health inspectors found serious problems in the facility in recent months. State officials say the issues they uncovered highlight the need for stronger regulation and enforcement. The facility says its past deficiencies have been corrected. Reporting from our partners at WTVR last month uncovered that the Virginia Department of Health cited the nursing home in December for a, quote, systemic failure, end quote, to prevent abuse. Inspectors identified 11 victims, most of whom were physically assaulted by other residents. In some cases, they found the facility failed to investigate and report the abuse or provide adequate supervision of a known aggressor. And you can read much more from our partners at WTVR right now on our website, henricocitizen.com. If you want to vote in the special election this month early in person, tomorrow is your last day to do so in Henrico. You can vote in person up till 5 p.m. tomorrow at one of the 3 early voting sites in Henrico. The voter registration and elections offices at the Western and Eastern Government Centers and the Varina Area Library each will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. All 3 sites also are open today until 4:30 p.m. And then, of course, all 90 precincts in the county will open for in-person voting from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Election Day. That's Tuesday, April 21st. If you have an absentee paper ballot, you can return it to one of 5 drop boxes throughout the county, bring them to a drop box at any polling site on Election Day, or mail them to the Voter Registration and Elections Office. They can be returned to a drop box by 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Mailed ballots should be postmarked no later than Tuesday and received by the Voter Registration and Elections Office no later than noon on Friday, April 24th. The special election is asking voters to consider a proposed amendment to the Virginia Constitution to allow the General Assembly to adopt new congressional districts. It's Friday. That means you can find our weekend top 5 on HenricoCitizen.com. That's 5 great things happening around the county today, tomorrow, and Sunday. You'll also want to check out our weekly restaurant watch. That gives you a list and details about the recent inspection reports from some of your favorite spots throughout the county. You can find both of those right now on our website, HenricoCitizen.com. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by CDIC Driving School. CDIC Driving School has proudly served the Metro Richmond area for nearly 25 years, helping teens and adults navigate DMV and court-required courses. They offer flexible online group and one-on-one classes backed by real customer service and consistent 5-star Google ratings. Visit cdicdrivingschool.com to get started today.